I mean, personally, I'm not surprised. But Indiana looks like they ran out of luck. What happened? What are your surprises about that? If you're surprised, I personally am not super surprised.
Well, okay.
But they did both play great.
Well, I
I'll say
mean,
this:
you would
their
never see
quarterback got
Achilles
tore their
tear.
Achilles.
Yeah.
That
So
was only the last game. They were already losing before that.
no, he had tore it. He had tore it and then retore it. I thought. When did he
Well,
first
he
get
didn't
injured?
tear it completely. It was like strained. It was like the
Yeah,
tiny
at
caliber
first, and then he
situation.
When did he
really,
strain
and
it?
then he
When did he
really
strain
tore
it?
it.
I want to say like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
He was already hurt. He's been
Yeah,
hurt
he was
for a
playing
little
on
bit.
injury. That's
And
what made
then
him.
he
That's what made it really
completely,
bad.
Messed up his leg. He tore it completely.
Also, your starting quarterback tears his ACL, and you have him limp to the locker room. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're a $1 million organization. You're having Daniel Jones limped off the
Billion.
field into the locker room. Like, get the cart out. This just shows that like some organizations they just don't
Yeah, it's not
they
good.
just don't deserve it. Because that's just ridiculous to me. When I saw
You
that,
don't
I
win
was
like
like,
that.
no.
And I think it comes to coaching. I don't think the coach has proven anything in the Colts. It's been the players. Daniel
Hey, but
Jones
Philip
has
Philip
great-
Rivers is gonna lead them to success. and then go to
44-year-old
retirement.
Philip Rivers.
He's gonna lose his next game by.
He's gonna get fucked on, dude.
He might get hurt in this game.
He might fall asleep in the huddle. I don't like a 44 years old. Like I feel like is there not like a younger quarterback that you can get? I don't care. Get an undrafted. Give me Max fucking Duggan over a 44-year-old Philip Rivers that probably needs to take
Yeah,
2 sets of
Hendon
Adderall
Hooker.
to get out there.
Hendon Hooker.
Like damn.
Trade
That's
for
the
a-
best you
trade
could.
for
That's the
any
best
young
you
guy.
could scrounge up is a 44-year-old Philip Rivers that probably hasn't touched a football since the Turkey Bowl at his last family's Thanksgiving. Like,
Shit,
Bro, let's
I'd
take
rather
care of
have
10
Tom
kids.
Brady.
Like, what is he doing? He needs more money to take care of those kids.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, when you're popping out a kid every 2 years, it gets expensive real quick. He realized he's gotta get back into
Say,
the
oh
game.
fuck, I gotta pay. I gotta get money.
this is a separate argument, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this. In my opinion, this might be a hot take. This might be a controversial take. 9 times out of 10, coming out of retirement to go play like 1 season or 2 seasons, I think it tarnishes your legacy. You could be like Tom Brady. You could come out of
Unless you're Tom-
retirement.
I
and you
mean-
and you can go win a Super Bowl, or like, well, he didn't win a Super Bowl after he came out of retirement, but like, I don't know. I think 9 times out of 10 tarnishes your legacy. Look at
I
Michael
don't
Jordan.
think it actually does, outside of jokes and memes. But like, we looked at Shaq as one of the greatest centers, if not, and maybe the most dominant player of all time. And just because he sucked horribly on the Celtics and Cavs and whatever other
And the
team,
Heat
doesn't
and
mean
the-
we think
and
any
the
less of
Suns.
them. It just means that we
I
know
think-
he was
no,
washed
but I
at that
think-
point.
I think it's a
And he didn't
cleaner
have
it's a cleaner
longevity.
look on your resume. Like look at Kobe. He got drafted by one team, played that entire team, retired when he retired, and he just left it like that. If Kobe came back and played like 2 seasons for the Trailblazers, in my opinion, it would make me look at him a little differently. I'm not saying
It only does for about 5 years after, though. It's just like,
Hold on,
the
but
further you're
then-
on the line, the more people are just like, oh, remember when that happened? They sucked. But it's still like, dude, anytime anyone's talking about Shaq and basketball, like in a real conversation, no one's like, oh yeah, Shaq is horrible because of the Cavs. We're all like,
no, I'm
literally,
not saying it removes their success. I'm saying it's a negative on their resume. That like, I think
I mean, if you look at the whole resume, yeah, obviously.
it makes it like I think it like doesn't completely remove their success. Obviously not. It doesn't say because you came back and played on the Wizards for 2 years, your 6 championships mean nothing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying their legacy would be much stronger if they just left it where it was and didn't come back to try to like beat the dead horse. The horse is already dead. The horse has left the barn. You know, Philip Rivers coming back at 44 to go do whatever with the fucking Colts. Probably like break every fucking bone in his body. I think it makes his legacy look a little bit worse. To be honest, That's just me.
I think for him, I just don't think it matters that much because again, like what, at least half of the world, probably more. I would say the majority of the world thinks Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Didn't do anything on the Wizards. Not good. Didn't work out.
Not just a Wizards.
Shaq is one of the most recognized people in all of.
Are we blind? He only
the
had
world.
6 good years.
Hey, well, I'm not getting into a Jordan argument here. I'm just talking about in general how if coming back tarnishes a player. I just don't really see that being the case. Like if you go into like an argument, right, with some, if we wanted to have this Jordan argument right now, then sure, then you can look into the fine print of the resume and be like, yeah, but like longevity this, he sucked then. But like again, same back to Shaq. The moment someone talks about Shaq, we're like, this guy was different. Like who would you take in your all-time centers, or do you think Giannis is better than Shaq? No one's going, no. I think Shaq is worse than Giannis because Shaq stuck on the Cavs. No one's saying that.
Actually, I think I disagree. I think longevity is huge on a player. I think a big part of why Tom Brady is also so great is because of longevity. That's the reason why LeBron is also
Yeah.
still so great, is because of
That's why he's the GOAT.
longevity. Because
Yeah.
he's been so good for every single year. You hear about guys that are mid halfway through, you stop hearing about them. Penny Hardaway, you don't hear much about that guy because he only had a couple good seasons.
Kevin Garnett.
Derrick Rose, you don't hear too much about him. You just hear about his MVP season.
Kevin
So
Garnett,
longevity-
especially.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett. Longevity is a huge part of what makes
I
someone.
think it's consistency.
Legacy.
Right. Yeah, one great season doesn't mean you're actually great. You had a lucky season, so that's why people think Jordan's the GOAT because he had 6 rings. And as far not like exactly, it's nitpicky. Once we get like into the depths of an argument, yeah, I think it's a complete like that's how we analyze how good a player truly was. But as far as like just general legacy, I don't think it changes that much. I guess I'm getting nitpicky now with the argument, but like
Well,
general
are we
legacy,
all-
I don't think it changes. Like we think Phillip Rivers was one of those great quarterbacks that played in 2010.
Not really.
He doesn't really, exactly.
Oh,
not
yeah,
even.
he was
not
kind
even
of
really.
mid,
I
right,
agree
with the
you.
Chargers?
Not even, but him.
He was
now
better. No,
coming
he was better
back
on the
and-
Chargers. He was better on the Chargers. He played on the Colts for a little bit though, actually, before he retired.
Exactly,
Pretty sure.
but now him coming back isn't really going to change my mind. I mean, honestly, if he wins the Super Bowl, it might. But if he shits the bed, I'm just going to still think of Phillip Rivers was one of those quarterbacks.
To
that
me,
played
it's
for
the
a
same
while.
thing. It's superficial things. Like, if I was an NBA player and I can control my destiny, I would want to play for one team my whole career, or one or two, because I think it looks better as from a legacy outside looking in legacy point of view. The same thing. Like I think retiring and coming back, it kind of just leave it at that. Like Tim Duncan, his aura for coming into the league, playing 16 years for the same team, and then winning 5 championships and retiring with that same team, I think it adds a bit to his legacy. Not saying it removes doing what I'm saying removes their great things. I'm just saying not doing it makes it look better. Maybe that's
It's the
another way of
happily
saying
ever
it.
after. The happily
And
ever
he had
after.
that longevity.
Maybe that's what yeah. I think
The
it
movie
makes it not
storyline.
that it makes it look worse, but not doing it makes it look better. That's what I was trying to say.
Fully agree.
Okay.
100%.
But anyway, yeah, the Colts and Sauce Gardner's injured too, so
Yeah.
they really went
Yeah, they
all
could
in on a
plead
great
for-
time.
Since they've gotten Sauce Gardner, they've kind of been worse.
Well, he's been injured.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much at all.
Didn't he play like half a game, or like one game?
Yeah, he played the first game when he was there.
Just think about that. If they actually miss the playoffs, they started at 6-0, 7-0, or something like that.
7-1.
7-1. Put the football world on its head, and don't make the playoffs, especially in a season that's this open. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not a Colts fan, so I don't particularly care, but still, like that's devastating.
I mean, I feel like Jacksonville came out of nowhere. I was not like, I guess I just wasn't paying attention to that side of the league. But I just looked up after. I felt like after they were doing okay at the beginning. They're 9-4. Like how did they start out? Not very like they weren't great.
They started
out-
well, actually.
They were like 4-3.
I feel like they haven't.
They were, yeah, they were.
They just
3
like
and
win
3. They were
games.
about
Don't really
500 the
play
whole
that
time.
many hard teams, low key.
I mean, they played the Chargers. They beat them. They played the
They
Colts.
played the Texans. Insane defense beat them. They played.
They were-
just
I mean,
the
those are
Colts.
pretty good
They
teams.
whooped the Colts.
They were 500 6 games in. I mean, they've been sticking around 500, and then I guess they've recently kind of been like, all right, let's actually win games consistently a little bit.
But good for them.